Mr. Wilson, I'm going to have to insist that you don't take any more naps or overnights in the garden, okay? What I'm seeing in here is actually going to be a nematode, if not mistaken. If you're not familiar, it is a pest worm. It's the sort of worms that will eat your fruits, vegetables, and flowers. And somehow, and I don't know how, honestly, it has lodged itself inside your ear. So what I'm going to be doing is working on getting this segmented creature from out of your ear canal in its entirety. It's so important that we get the whole thing out in one pull, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to make sure that we've already applied a local anesthetic. We've also applied a little bit of an antibiotic cream around the entrance to make sure that we lessen any likelihood of infection. We also want to make sure that you don't experience any discomfort whatsoever. What we are surprised to see is the fact that such a long animal has somehow burrowed its way into your ear canal. The fact that you can hear is a wonderful thing. The fact that you can still hear everything that's going on, even though it is somewhat muffled, is great, because usually if an animal of this size is inside the ear canal, it could do a lot of damage to the eardrum and perhaps damage your hearing temporarily, maybe even permanently. The fact that you can still hear my voice on this side of your head is a very good sign that we haven't suffered either any kind of hearing loss at all, just an impediment to the eardrum caused by, of course, this animal. But we're going to be removing him right now.
Well, you got me a little concerned. If you say he needs food, what is he eating in there? I don't have food in there.
You don't have food in there. What you do have in there are a lot of things like dead skin cells, wax, excretions, to make sure that everything stays well lubricated inside the ear and the ear canal itself. Now, is that his first choice of food? Absolutely not. But if presented with no other option, can he subsist on this food? He most certainly can. So that's exactly what's happening right now.
So he can just live there forever?
Not forever. They have a very short lifespan, but we don't want to leave him in there because worms are also really bad for excretions themselves. They provide their own lubricant to move through whatever medium they're burrowed in, whether that's dirt or mud, or in this case, the human ear canal. So I want to make sure that we get him out before he does any more excreting. No laying of eggs, none of that. The good news is because he's a worm, there are no legs. There's nothing to worry about.
But let's backtrack a little.
Yeah, what's up?
You said there's can leave eggs. That means I can have multiple of them growing into me?
It's possible, though improbable. From the look of this right here, and also from the short amount of time that he's been in the ear canal itself, I don't think that's going to be an issue. The only thing I'm worried about at this point is just getting him out in his entirety, because if we leave anything inside, the likelihood of infection does go up exponentially. So what I'd like to do is just make sure I give him a very gentle rotation with the tweezer.
Well, that you're doing, because it actually kind of feels a little soothing.
Good. I'm happy to hear it, because I know it can be very stressful to have something like this in your ear canal, something in such an intimate space. So what I'm going to do is continue to work him back and forth, so eventually he will loosen, and he will start to hopefully move out of his own accord. Because whenever a parasite or a symbiotic type organism finds a very comfortable, warm place to be, sometimes it can be very difficult to remove them, but I don't think that's going to be an issue in this case. Because like I mentioned before, the ear is not necessarily the most hospitable environment, but when provided no other option, hey, it'll do. So
that means after this, I'm going to be hearing completely fine. I can go and live my life just like normal.
absolutely, because you're hearing me from this side, aren't you? You can
Yeah,
hear-
no, I can hear you.
Wonderful. It's just a little bit muffled, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think there's going to be any sort of issue at all, because if you had had any trouble hearing me, we would have known about it by now. You would have told me, and that would have concerned us. We might have had to go in for a secondary surgical procedure to make sure we repair that eardrum to make sure that you can hear effectively again. But if you're still hearing me only slightly muffled, I think we're in a really good position here. I don't think there's going to be any sort of issue whatsoever as far as hearing loss. The only thing that I'm concerned with is making sure that we keep infection and chances of infection to a minimum.
Oh, wow. Wait, it can get infected?
It can get infected just because of what I was mentioning earlier. That lubricant that worms and nematodes actually excrete can be very persistent. So we need to make sure that whenever we finish removing this, that we flush the entire system with a sterile saline wash, perhaps following it up with a betadine or Bactine wash as well, maybe even something as severe as rubbing alcohol or hydrogen peroxide, just to make sure that anything and everything is removed once we've removed the main obstacle, and we'll make sure that it is squeaky clean inside.
So in other words, I can buy all this stuff over the counter?
Oh, you're not going to need it. I'm going to take care of that all here in the
Oh,
office.
okay. Oh, this is great.
Oh, yeah. The only kind of follow-up you're going to need is just to make sure that you keep a really close eye on it, an occasional cotton swab, or if you have earwax removal drops, that would be really helpful in the situation because they will clear all that debris.
Wait, that little thing that's sticking to my ears and you put it on fire is not a good thing then?
I'd rather you not. The candling,
Yeah.
it's very soothing if you're doing that for something like like just sort of like a relaxation routine or regimen. That's fine, but as far as like cleanliness or oral hygiene, I would say probably avoid that.
Oh,
Here we go. Okay, perfect. Yes. All right, wonderful. All right. Are you ready, Mr. Wilson? We're about to remove this organism.
I've been ready since yesterday.
Wonderful. Okay, here we are. Yep, he's making his way to the entrance. Oh, perfect.
You got a hold of
I
him?
do. I've got a really good grip on him. We're almost out, and we're going to have him in 3, 2, 1. Oh.
Feels so much better already.
Good.
So much weight off my ear.